Welcome back. Let's read this one.
Experimental Aircraft Association. The Experimental Aircraft Association, EAA, is an international organization of aviation enthusiasts based in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Since its inception, it has grown internationally with over 200,000 members and nearly 1,000 chapters worldwide. It hosts the largest aviation gathering of its kind in the world, EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. History, edit. The EAA was founded in 1953 by veteran aviator Paul Poberezny along with other aviation enthusiasts. The organization began as more or less a flying club. Poberezny explains the nature of the organization's name. Because the planes we flew were modified or built from scratch, they were required to display an experimental placard where it could be seen on the door or cockpit, so it was quite natural that we call ourselves the Experimental Aircraft Association. The EAA was incorporated in Wisconsin on the 22nd of March, 1955. Home building is still a large part of EAA, but the organization has grown over the years to include almost every aspect of aviation and aeronautics. EAA's first location was in the basement of Poberezny's Hales Corners, Wisconsin home. In the early 1960s, the association's first headquarters was built in the Milwaukee suburb of Franklin. That was the headquarters for the organization until 1983, when EAA combined its headquarters and fly-in site in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The EAA Aviation Center also includes the EAA Aviation Museum, with more than 200 aircraft, approximately 130 of which are on display at any given time. In 1953, the Experimental Aircraft Association released a two-page newsletter named The Experimenter. The newsletter was written and published by founding members Paul and Audrey Poberezny along with other volunteers. The newsletter transitioned to a magazine format and was renamed Sport Aviation and became a membership benefit. The Experimenter name lives on, however, in an online magazine specifically for amateur-built and light plane enthusiasts that debuted in 2012. It was folded into the monthly Sport Aviation print magazine in 2015. In 2010, the United States National Aero Modeling Organization, the Academy of Model Aeronautics, was involved in negotiations with the EAA Home-Built Aviation Organization, that resulted in a Memorandum of Understanding that is intended to encourage collaboration between the two American-based sport aviation organizations, in developing, in the words of the AMA's then-President Dave Mathewson, the creation of new concepts that will promote aviation, both full-scale and modeling, as a perfect family recreational and educational activity. This link with the AMA has further strengthened in the face of unprecedented FAA concern of aero modeling as a form of UAS activity they now have a reason to regulate, and are now tasked with regulating. The EAA, in late November 2019, stated that we see model aviation as an important pathway to manned flight, adding that our goal in this risk assessment process is to represent the safety concerns of our members while allowing the highest degree of freedom for legacy model aircraft, which have flown alongside us in the airspace for decades. In 2015, the EAA and EAA Young Eagles were inducted into the International Air and Space Hall of Fame at the San Diego Air and Space Museum. Museum, edit. Main article, EAA Aviation Museum. First opened in 1983 and located adjacent to EAA's headquarters in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the EAA Aviation Museum is an extensive collection of aircraft and aviation displays. The museum is home to EAA's collection of more than 200 aircraft, of which more than 90 are on display inside the museum at any time. The museum's Pioneer Airport is a recreation of a vintage aerodrome, with more than 40 additional airplanes on display. From May through mid-October, daily Memorial Day through Labor Day, flights are offered in vintage aircraft. Programs and activities, edit. Technical Counselor Program, edit. To help ensure that all amateur-built aircraft are well-constructed, safe aircraft, the EAA organizes a group of volunteers, known as technical counselors, who will visit the construction project to identify any areas of concern. Technical counselors are EAA members who volunteer their time and who have met at least one of the following criteria. 1. Have built an experimental category aircraft. 2. Have restored an antique forward/classic aircraft. 3. Hold an A&P, IA, DAR, DER or aerospace engineer rating in the United States, an equivalent international rating or have the qualifications for those ratings. There is no charge for this on-site review. The program is strictly voluntary. The recommendations of the technical counselor are advisory only. The EAA recommends a minimum of 3 technical counselor visits over the course of construction. Flight Advisor Program, edit. The Flight Advisor Program is designed to increase home-built aircraft safety by developing a core of volunteers who have demonstrated expertise in specific areas of flying and making them available to EAA members who may be preparing to fly an unfamiliar aircraft. A flight advisor helps the pilot conduct a self-evaluation as well as evaluate the flying characteristics of the aircraft. Pilots use that evaluation to decide whether they are capable of flying that airplane. If not capable, the flight advisor explains where and how the pilot can get the proper instruction, or alternatively find someone to make the initial flights. Under the EAA Flight Advisor Program, the advisor does not fly or decide whether or not the pilot is capable of flying the airplane to be tested. The advisor provides the pilot with the pros and cons as they relate to this specific combination of pilot and airplane. The pilot makes the final decision on how to proceed with the flight testing program. EAA Adventure Oshkosh, edit. Main article, EAA Adventure Oshkosh. Each summer EAA presents the largest annual general aviation event in the world, EAA Adventure Oshkosh, also commonly known as the Oshkosh Air Show. During the event, the city's airport, Whitman Regional Airport, named after Steve Whitman, is the busiest airport in the world, in terms of traffic movements. The week-long event annually attracts around 10,000 to 12,000 planes and a total attendance of more than 500,000. The event also attracts more than 800 exhibitors, hosts nearly 1,000 forums, seminars and workshops, and welcomes more than 700 journalists each year. The annual fly-in was first held in 1953 at what is now Timmerman Field in Milwaukee. In 1959, the growing event moved to the Rockford, Illinois airport. Attendance at the fly-in continued to grow until the Rockford Airport, now Chicago Rockford International Airport, was too small to accommodate the crowds, and so it was moved to Oshkosh in 1970. A study conducted in 2008 by the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh determined that the 500,000 annual fly-in attendance generates $110 million of tourist income for the 3 counties surrounding the airport. In 2017, that economic impact was estimated at over $170 million and a total attendance of nearly 600,000 people. Young Eagles, edit. Main article, Young Eagles. See also, Project School Flight. The EAA also sponsors the Young Eagles program, which was started in 1992 by Tom Poberezny and others, with the aim of giving 1 million children an airplane ride by the 17th of December, 2003, the centennial of flight, C. Wright Brothers and Wright Flyer. The program reached that goal, and has continued, with more than 2 million young people flown as of July 2016 and more introduced to and educated around the benefits of general aviation. The Young Eagles program has been overseen by a series of nationally famous chairmen. 1. Cliff Robertson, founding chairman, film and stage actor, 1992-1994. 2. Chuck Yeager, USAF general and first man to fly faster than the speed of sound, 1994-2004. 3. Harrison Ford, film and stage actor, 2004-2009. 4. Chesley Sullenberger and Jeffrey B. Skiles, pilots of U.S. Airways Flight 1549, 2009-2013. 5. Sean D. Tucker, aerobatic pilot, 2013-present. 6. Jimmy Graham, NFL tight end, 2018-present. Sun N Fun Air Show, edit. Main article, Sun N Fun. The other major yearly air show attended by EAA members and staff is Sun N Fun, held every April in Lakeland, Florida. Sun N Fun has been an independent organization from the EAA since its first show in 1975, although the event has always involved significant EAA participation. The two organizations signed an agreement in January 1989 recognizing their independence. On the 30th of March 2005, Sun N Fun issued a press release affirming the independence of the two organizations but assuring the aviation public that they would continue to work together. As such, Sun N Fun remains a show with participation from EAA chapters and a presence from the national EAA staff, but it is not an EAA event. Organizational structure, edit. The organization is overseen by a chairman, a president, a CEO and a board of directors. Paul Poberezny assumed the duties of president and CEO at the 1953 founding. In 1989 he assumed the newly created position of chairman of the board, and his son, aerobatic pilot Tom Poberezny, became president and CEO. In March 2009, Paul Poberezny resigned, and the board voted to elevate Tom Poberezny to chairman of the board. At AirVenture 2010, it was announced that businessman Rod Hightower would succeed Tom Poberezny as president of the organization, effective September 2010. Hightower resigned on the 22nd of October 2012, effective immediately, directly after a board of directors meeting during which former Cessna chairman, president and CEO Jack J. Pelton was elected chairman. Hightower indicated he was resigning to spend more time with his family and would not relocate from St. Louis to Oshkosh. Pelton was named acting CEO and will oversee the hiring process for Hightower's permanent replacement. In response to questions about Hightower's resignation, Mac McClellan, EAA Vice President of Publications, stated that it was due to Hightower failing to relocate himself from his home in St. Louis to EAA headquarters in Oshkosh, as the board had expected him to. McClellan said, "I know there's all kinds of complaints, but that's not it. The residency was the unsolvable requirement." The board sees the president/CEO living in the Fox Valley as essential to the mission. December 2022, the EAA Board of Directors welcomed Shelley DeZevelis, EDD, as a Class 3 director. Local chapters may be formed whenever 10 or more EAA members reside in a given area. Chapters are encouraged to meet monthly. The first chapter meeting occurred at Flavorb Airport in California, with noted aircraft designer and builder Ray Stitz presiding. EAA Freedom of Flight Award, edit. In addition to the Dr. August Raspet Memorial Award, EAA also presents the Freedom of Flight Award, which the organization considers its highest honor. The award is bestowed annually to recognize contributions to aviation who closely mirror the integrity, entrepreneurship, and innovativeness of EAA members. List of recipients, edit. 2023 Jim Irwin and Aircraft Spruce. 2022 James Inhofe. 2021 Jerry Gregory. 2020, no recipient, AirVenture cancelled. 2019 The Brown Family and Heart Cell Propeller. 2018 Andrew Barker and Robert Hamilton. 2017 Sebastian Heinz. 2016 Mark Van Tine. 2015 Chisley Sully Sullenberger and Jeff Skiles. 2014 Audrey Poberesny. 2013 John Monette. 2012 Charles McGee. 2011 Bob Hoover. 2010 Sean D. Tucker. 2009 Harrison Ford. 2008 Jack J. Pelton. 2007 Dale and Alan Clapmeyer. 2006 Scott Crossfield. 2005 Mike Melville. 2004 Dick Van Grunsven. 2003 Jeannie McPherson. 2002 Stephen J. Brown. 2001 Dick Rutan. 2000 Dick Hansen. 1999 Dan Golden. 1998 Ed Stimpson. 1997 Sam Johnson. 1996 Bert Rutan. 1995, no recipient. 1994 Baron Hilton. 1993 John Denver. 1992 James C. Ray. 1991 Ray Scholar. 1990 Paul Poberesny. 1989 Robert Hoot Gibson. 1988 Neil Armstrong. 1987 Cliff Robertson. 1986 Steve Whitman. Aircraft, edit. 1 EAA biplane. 2 EAA Spirit of St. Louis replica. 3 EAA Wright Flyer Model B replica. See also, edit. 1 Aircraft Kit Industry Association. 2 Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. 3 Tankosh. References, edit.